You just gotta love me more. Love me! Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Hey guys, what is up? I'm Max.
I'm Wenji and welcome back to Reacticorns.
Today, we're gonna be checking out some true story animations that actually happened.
Ooh, I love these.
Yeah, these are super interesting because they actually happened.
Oh my gosh, are you trying to sell this? Everyone loves these already. You don't have to like make it that.
It's just more exciting because you know they're real.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
you know that they actually happened. And some of them are pretty crazy. So let's check them out. First one is called My Boyfriend is Possessive.
Oh.
Something that you can relate to, but not because of me.
Oh, really?
Just had to put that out there and just
really.
make sure that my head is not on the chopping board.
Look at your face as you said that.
Hey, I'm Veronica, and this story is about my crazy ex-boyfriend, Marcus. We met on Tinder 2 years ago and had our first date at an ice cream shop.
Well, you met on Tinder. That's like red flag number one.
Yeah, dude. Tinder is like the cesspool of dating.
Cesspool. Okay, you know what? There have been some happy matches on Tinder, but it's not really common.
Look, you don't go on Tinder to date a nice person, generally speaking.
But there are nice people.
There
on
are
Tinder.
nice people on it, but like the reason to be on it is not to find a nice guy. Usually crazy.
Oh.
Just saying. You never find this blue unicorn on Tinder, you know what I mean?
He was charming, funny, and he had a cute Canadian accent. After we said goodbye, he sent me dozens of messages saying how much he wanted to see me again.
Alright, well,
That's another red flag.
yeah, normal guys don't even send you a single message. They like just go dark and silent. You're just like, did we just go out on a date? Did
Yeah.
I just have a great conversation with this guy? No idea. He went dark.
Multiple messages after the date immediately, it's like a red flag. It's also like suggesting that they're a little needy.
Well, you know what? I actually like that. I don't like that normal guys just go dark on you. I'm like, come on, we had a nice time.
Well, I did this, right?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, I spammed her.
He
message.
indeed spammed and then was like, you want to go out the next day? You want to go out next day? I want to see you tomorrow. How about tomorrow? What are you doing Wednesday? What are you doing Thursday? But not the possessive one. No, this one's not the possessive one.
So maybe a little needy, but not possessive. I kind of sold myself out just now.
Of course, it was a bit weird, but I loved that he wanted me so badly. Things got really crazy on our second date. Marcus took me out for a romantic dinner under the night sky.
Dude. How many dates have we been at? I haven't even taken you to a romantic dinner underneath the night sky.
Yeah, where is my romantic dinner underneath?
Actually, did we eat outdoors once? I took you to like some harbor restaurant, didn't I?
Was that me?
Look, don't. It was you. It was like on the wharf.
Yeah, it was a coupon.
Hey, that's something else. What was it? Was it a coupon?
It's because we had a coupon.
Was it? Oh my gosh. I paid full price for it. Don't worry. No comment.
Coupon.
No comment. Hey, if you don't use it, no one else is gonna use it. All right? Okay? Just saying. And it was under the moonlight. It was under the night sky.
Coupon.
And after a couple glasses of wine, he told me he loved me. And it was only our second date.
Second date.
So quick.
It's like a dream come true for every woman here alive.
No, it's
but
not. That's-
also suspicious.
That's too much.
You probably think I was creeped out by him, but to be honest, I felt the same way and
Oh, okay. So it is the dream of everyone.
Yeah, it is. Look, I'm
Okay,
saying
you weren't
it is.
exaggerating.
told him I loved him too. Not long after that, he asked me to move in with him. I agreed, and at first everything was perfect. We spent all our free time together, and while at work, we would still text each other all the time. However, as time went on, Marcus slowly became more and more possessive.
Ooh.
I mean, it sounds like a smooth sailing for a long time. That sounds like a dream
They're
come
in
true.
their honeymoon period, so it's very easy to have like a good.
But you know what? Like, just because those things happen doesn't necessarily they will become possessive.
Yeah, true.
It's not like a given.
I agree.
It started with him checking my phone whenever I came back from work, and he always asked me if I had talked to other guys. I guess I was so in love with him that I thought that this was his way of showing how much he cared about me?
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't be possessive about someone you didn't care about. Right? Isn't that like a messed up way of thinking?
I have a possessive blue unicorn.
I'm not possessive. Okay.
I think, yes, it shows that you care about them, but it also shows that you don't trust them.
Oh, true. True.
I even let him install a GPS tracker app on my smartphone so he could always see where I am. I mean, I had nothing to hide, right? But then things got worse because he wanted me to cut off all my relationships with my friends and even my family. I didn't know it then, but now I understand that he was trying to isolate me so I'd be alone.
Yeah, like cutting yourself off from your friends and family is like a bit too much.
Family is like a bit overboard. Like friends, if all her friends were guy friends, like I can understand like sometimes, yeah, possessive people would do that. But family is like, what are you gonna do with your family? You're not gonna date your mom. You're not gonna date your dad. Like, why do you need to cut them off from the family?
Well, her friends she showed pictures is her girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't know.
So to
I
me,
can't
it's
understand
like a
that.
bit too much.
Doesn't make sense.
Helpless and under his control. Eventually, Marcus was the only person left in my life, but I didn't enjoy spending time with him anymore. He was always angry and always blaming me for making him mad. He said I just had to love him more so he could stop worrying about me cheating on him.
You just gotta love me more. Love me. Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
He said I should be as faithful as him. The way he kept talking about being faithful, I started to get suspicious, and I asked one of my coworkers to approach Marcus during his lunch break and to ask him for his number. And guess what? He gave it to her straight away.
Double standards.
You know what though? The most suspicious people are the dodgiest.
Oh, like, so he's suspicious, so that makes him dodgy.
Yeah, because he knows what he's capable of.
Right,
so
right,
he's
right,
like,
right.
What is it? Imprinting that onto her.
True, true.
I was so mad. When he came home, I confronted him, but he denied doing anything wrong. I played the recording that my friend made of them talking. You could clearly hear my friend Clara say, "If you give me your number, maybe we can go on a date next week." And then Marcus replied, "Yeah, that sounds great." However, instead of admitting he was wrong, he started to blame me, saying I was the reason he wanted to meet other girls because I didn't love him enough.
Right? What a weird reason.
This isn't right. This is messed up.
No, there's no logic.
I don't know why it took me so long to break up with him, but when I said it was over, he started crying and begged me not to go. He even promised he'd change. Oh my God, I was so naive. I actually gave him a second chance, but after 2 weeks, his old behaviors resurfaced.
Look at that shadow. That's crazy.
I like it. It looks funny.
I told him I was going out for some drinks with people from work, and we had been there maybe half an hour when Marcus stormed up to the table and started yelling, accusing me of cheating on him right in front of my boss. It was so embarrassing. Turned out he had used the GPS app to track me down. That was it. I was done with him. I was lucky not to lose my job because of his immature behavior. And this time, I broke up with him for good. Okay, let me give you some advice. If you're with someone who tries to control you, I want to tell you that that's not real love. It's abuse, and you deserve better.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty abusive.
Sounds like a very toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like ours.
No. No possession here.
The next one is called I Went From Goth to Fashion Model.
Oh.
Hey, I'm Lima, and growing up, I always wanted to be different. I guess that's why I became a goth. I still remember the first day I came to school wearing all black.
Can you relate to this?
No, like I wear all black, but not in a goth style.
Have you ever looked goth for any reason?
Didn't really like.
Vibe? You
No,
didn't like it?
not really my
Okay,
thing.
can't relate.
No.
Everyone looked at me, and I even heard one kid say, "I think she worships the devil." It had only showed how judgmental people were. Of course, I've never worshipped the devil, and in fact, I was a pretty normal girl that liked to watch series like Very Odd Parents and The Simpsons. But what I loved about being a goth was all the attention I got. Maybe I wasn't the prettiest girl, but
Attention.
Is that what people
I
are
never
after?
thought about it that way. I thought you just liked goth because you liked the style and you like that kind of culture.
Well, you would turn a lot of heads because like you look so different.
True, I did that, but I wore like
Wait, what?
Japanese style Harajuku stuff.
Oh, really? You got dressed up like an anime?
Yeah, that was my thing.
So I guess it's similar.
Yeah, it wasn't for attention though, but I liked it. But it did turn a lot of heads.
Right, interesting. Did you like the attention?
Not really.
Okay, so you definitely didn't do it for attention then.
I sure stood out the most. And that was no wonder, because I'd spend hours over my makeup and then choosing the perfect outfit to create the right look. But one day, a guy came up to me on the street and asked if I'd ever thought about modeling. I said no. I mean, when was the last time you saw a goth on the cover of Vogue? But
That happened to me once. When I was
Awesome.
younger, in
Really?
my Harajuku gear, a photographer came up and asked if I wanted to model for his photo shoot.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And
I got my dad to come along.
you did it.
Yeah.
And it went well?
Yeah, it was fine. He gave me $50. I wanted $50. It was a lot of money back then for a kid.
It's a good thing you got your dad to come along
Yeah,
because like you don't want to be like
No.
unsafe.
You don't want to be unsafe. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I got my dad to come. And I got $50.
Nice. Big bucks.
he said he worked at a modeling agency and my body and bone structure were perfect for modeling. When he told me I could also make a lot of money, I immediately said yes. But geez, if I'd known then what I know now, I would have run away fast as possible.
Ooh, so something
Ooh.
nasty must have happened.
Obviously, the goth look had to go. I needed to look like a professional model and get photos taken for my portfolio. A couple months later, I booked my first job, a photo shoot for a makeup company. I felt so uncomfortable being in front of the camera, but I pushed through. And when I got paid, I felt amazing, even though it was just a few $100s.
Oh, she got more than you.
Yeah, well, I didn't have an agency. I was freelance and couldn't negotiate my rates. My dad didn't negotiate for me.
What did you end up doing with $50? You probably just wanted some food.
Put it in my savings account.
Oh, look at you, so responsible.
And then bought a coat.
But over the next 3 years, my career really took off, and I had lots of clients who wanted to book me, and suddenly, I was traveling all over the world, from New York to London to Milan.
Ah, so it went well.
Yeah.
She was on
Just
like a bunch of
successful.
magazine covers.
Yeah.
And right on my 18th birthday, I was walking the catwalk for the first time in Italy, wearing a beautiful white dress. It was such a rush. Even though I felt intimidated by all the other models, they were so experienced and looked so amazing. But there is also a dark side to the modeling world. Most of us models are very insecure because every day we're judged solely on our looks, and if we don't look perfect, we don't find jobs.
That is true. It is an industry where you are purely judged on your looks and nothing else.
In terms of like the actual industry, because you're judged by your looks, they're not like, they don't sugarcoat everything. Like they'll just give you direct feedback, like
Right.
you look this or you're
Right.
fat. Like they're not gonna be that nice. You gotta take it.
That's why I wear more makeup now than I did when I was a goth. Without it, I feel insecure and ugly. However, the worst thing about modeling is that I don't make as much money as I thought I would. Sure,
Wait, that's the worst thing?
I mean,
So out of all the bad things, like, you know, body shaming, like all this negative comment, the worst thing is you're not making enough money. I kind of feel like that shouldn't be the point of the story. I feel like the money thing should be a secondary issue, but you know what? Sure, girl. You like your money? No problems.
I get to work all over the world, but even though I'm reasonably successful, I always worry about whether I'm going to book another job. It's stressful, and unless you become a real supermodel, you won't make that much money because you have to spend so much on your appearance. And then once you hit your late 20s, your career is probably over anyway. I'm not saying that modeling is a terrible job, just that for most girls, it's not the dream job they think it is. It's a ruthless industry, and people will try to take advantage of you all the time. If I could go back in time, I'd do something else, like teaching or becoming a lawyer, because I'd love to help other people and do something that has an impact. But hey, I guess it's never too late to go back to college.
hashtag hot people problems. I'm so hot that I became a model and don't make as much money.
I mean, I think the main issue was she didn't make as much money as she thought she was going to make, and the industry is a bit harsh. But I feel like in most industries, unless you're at the top of that industry, you won't make that much money.
Yeah, I think
It's just standard. I don't know what she was expecting, to become like a multi-millionaire for just being like not like a top tier, but average tier model.
I think that's more an indication of her expectations than anything else. Maybe she expected more.
Yeah.
And therefore she was disappointed, but that is all based on your expectations.
That's right. Right, so the third video is called I Catfish to Get a Boyfriend.
Ooh.
Something that you
Hey!
cannot relate to. Oh, gotcha kid.
In fact, I actually did the opposite.
You made yourself look worse?
I tried to. Because I want to
What'd you
make
do?
sure this guy loves me for me and not my looks.
You put on like some negative makeup?
Well, remember when I went on Tinder?
No.
I told you.
You told me, but I didn't ever see it.
Yeah, but like I chose like a super like nerdy picture for my profile. Like it did not do me justice at all. I was like wearing glasses and like everything like that. If a guy could like me like this, then he's gonna like me when he sees me.
Trust
you
me,
know?
you don't know the depth of desperation on Tinder, so that probably didn't even stop anyone.
Well, I tried, okay.
Alright, okay.
It's hard being the only girl in your class who doesn't have a boyfriend. It seemed like everyone was getting into a relationship, but nobody was interested in me, and
What? Everyone in your class has boyfriends? That's a weird class. Like that's never happened. I feel like through my high school, like only like half of the girls had boyfriends.
It felt so unfair. Courtney, my best friend, was always telling me not to worry, that I'd find someone soon enough, but it was easy for her to say. She'd been going out with Aaron for 5 months, and they were totally in love. And that was the other problem. Courtney was spending so much time with Aaron that we didn't get to hang out as much anymore, and I really missed her. Sure, we still texted each other lots, but it wasn't the same as when we used to spend all our spare time together. Everywhere I looked were couples having fun together. Ugh, it was all so depressing.
This is like that movie moment where you break up with someone and then all you see is like couples
Like lovingly.
outside and you're like getting so annoyed, like why does everyone have to be so happy?
But then everything changed when Becky, the head cheerleader, broke up with her boyfriend Ryan. Suddenly, I wasn't the only single one in our group. Becky and I had never been all that close, but we started hanging out together. And although she wouldn't tell me the details of why she broke up with Ryan, she said boys couldn't be trusted and she'd rather be friends with someone like me, someone she could tell anything. The thing was,
Anything except why she broke up with her boyfriend.
I really liked Ryan. I'd always thought he was cute, but he never seemed to notice me. And now that I was friends with Becky, he started talking to me. But all he ever wanted to know was how she was doing.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Because I don't know how Becky would feel about you dating her ex-boyfriend.
Or even talking to him.
Yeah.
That's what gave me the idea to set up a fake account for Becky. I thought that if I could talk to Ryan as Becky, maybe I could get him to realize that I would be better for him.
How is that gonna work?
And
How
also,
would that ever have worked?
that's not a good friend. What kind
Oh
of friend
my
does that?
gosh. Obviously not enough thought came into this planning process.
I set up a Gmail account and sent Ryan an email. I told him that I was still mad at him and didn't want to talk to him at school, but maybe we could sort things out over writing. As soon as I sent the email, I felt sick to my stomach. What if he didn't believe it was Becky? What if he figured out it was me?
Seriously, you're sick to your stomach because you're worried that he's gonna figure out your plan? Shouldn't it be more like morals and ethics that what you're doing right now is
Yeah.
wrong?
But then, Ryan replied, telling me how sorry he was for cheating on me. And when I read his email, I felt a bit guilty.
You should feel guilty.
He clearly loved Becky, and he was telling me things that he never would have told me if he knew who I really was. At the same time, I loved that he'd written to me. This was something special, just between the two of us. I knew that I'd eventually persuade Ryan to ask me out, and then I could stop pretending. I wrote
This is
is
a
messed
mind
up.
of a crazy person.
Messed up, right? Don't do this, guys.
It's not normal.
back straight away, and we started exchanging emails. I spent every spare moment composing messages, choosing exactly the right words to push him in my direction. Everything was working just how I planned. Ryan seemed to get the message and started asking about the real me and whether I thought I'd say yes if he asked me out. At last, it was time to put the final part of my plan into action. I told Ryan to ask me out. Sure enough, later that day, he came up to me in school and asked if I wanted to go to the diner with him. Of course, I said yes. I couldn't believe it. I thought my dreams had come true. But the problem was that they were a nightmare. When I went to the diner, Becky was there, and so was the rest of our class.
Okay. Wait, is this a setup?
Did Becky find out?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is good.
It turned out that Ryan had realized who I was in the first email and told Becky. The pair of them had been writing the emails together to set me up. Everyone laughed at me. Not only did I look stupid, nobody wanted to be friends with me anymore. Not Becky, and not even Courtney. Ryan and Becky started dating again, but nobody would even think about dating the girl who pretended to be someone else. I wish I'd never sent those stupid emails.
Yep.
Well, you knew it wasn't going to end well, and that's kind of what you get.
Yeah,
you know, I don't feel bad at all.
No, I don't feel bad at all. I feel like kind of satisfied that that happened. In a weird way.
Yeah, like she got what was coming to her. That's all I can say. Like I don't feel bad for her at all. Anyway, guys, those were some true story animations that actually happened. Hopefully you enjoyed those. We'll be back again tomorrow with another video.
And we'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye.
Guys. Love you.